Good evening. Today we will discuss about in brief of course, the symbology in particularly in Hinduism, and before that, as usual, we will chant this mantra: Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabhibhiriditam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Now here we are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and it is completely, again and again, almost in every page, a lot of knowledge. Here we find in page 271, one gentleman named Govinda. He is asking a question to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna: revered sir, why does the Divine Mother have a black complexion? And here the Divine Mother means Goddess Kali. So obviously, now this is a question that he is asking. Sri Ramakrishna himself also asking the same question to aim, asking, do you know the meaning of the image of Jagaddatri? Meaning of the image of Jagaddatri. Those who know the Hinduism, that we have the Jagaddatri Murti, and Sri Ramakrishna is explaining. But before that, if we see, we have to understand the symbology to understand Hinduism. It is a very ancient religion, ancient culture, so a lot of symbolic things have developed to express wonderful ideas. Now the English word symbol has come from the Greek word symbolon, a sign by which one can understand or infer a thing. Sometimes I have noticed the singers or the musicians, when they are not very much satisfied with the sound in the microphone, they will be looking at the person who is handling that microphone, and sometimes they are making like this. That means make it much low, or sometimes this. That means they are showing through the finger, make it more higher. And if you have seen, if you have noticed, the people sometimes when you have to complete it, particularly in the army, military, they will be showing this type of sign, that means cut, complete, this. So all symbolism, almost in everything, if you don't understand the symbol, then it will be great problem. So sometimes they will be showing the army officer without telling a sound, anything, he will be showing like this. That means keep an eye on that, watchful, be very watchful. If he shouts, there will be great problem. So the symbol actually helping us to understand things, but we have to understand that. If we don't understand the symbol, then we won't be able to understand. Even sometimes the dacoits and the bad people, they are also using some symbol to their followers. They understand what they mean. By that symbol, they will be telling these and that. Swami Sri Ramakrishna, in one of his stories, he is telling, there is a shop, and all people, they are using the wrapper, that all mentioning Jai Ram, Sri Ram, etc., outwardly. The people, when they see, oh, very holy people, because they are using the wrapper full with the name of God. And also different type of marks, Burmenial marks and all on their forehead, etc. Apparently, it looks that they are all religious people, but running a shop. The villagers, they came, they are doubtful in the city, people are going to cheat them. So when they saw this shop, they were very happy. Oh, these people are having all symbols of religion. They must be very holy people. So they entered. Now the person in the counter, he turned to the manager and he told, Keshava, Keshava. Who are these actually? He is uttering the name of God. Keshava is another name of Krishna. But actually he is asking the manager, who are these people? What do you think of them? Then he said, Gopala, Gopala. There is also another name of God. But he is meaning as a cowherd. They are all like cows. They don't have any intellect. That person again, Hari Hari. He is telling the name again of the God, Krishna. That means, shall I rob them up, cheat them? Then the manager giving the permission, Hara Hara, no problem. The things goes in this way, everything symbol. And who is telling this? Sri Ramakrishna. So one must be very, very clear to understand. Unless and until you understand the symbol, you are going to be cheated by people like this. So here is the symbol. Now, national flag are the symbols of that particular nation. If you have noticed, the national flag of America, it gives the history of America. Very clear. Those who have read the history are very clear. The 13 strips, 50 star, and all this, it looks so nice. But actually it is speaking about the history of America. But if you look at the national flag of India, it speaks about the philosophy of India. It's the philosophy, and the center there is a chakra, there is a will, that's called Dharma, supposed to be followed by the nation. No, they are not. Some people are not very happy that they are not following Dharma in India, but that may be. But actually our symbol, it says we are supposed to. And the three color, that speaks about the philosophy. So that is, through the symbol, we are understanding this. The symbols are used in the to transmit the culture also. Now someone, the moment you see the Indian people, when they see the senior, they always fold their hands and they say Namaste, Namaskar, etc. Folding the hands, that means offering the respect. It is a culture. They are not going and shaking the hands. They are not going and hugging. They are not doing all those things, but showing a great respect. How? By folding the hands and bowing a little before the person, and that person also reciprocating that way. Almost the same thing. Why? Because those who are doing it, practicing it, maybe they do not know why we are folding our hands, but in reality, the philosophy is each soul is divine. Within the soul, within that person, the divinity is there, the God is present. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe. Arjuna tishtati. That means, O Arjuna, the God is residing in the heart of each and every being, so they are offering pranam. That culture developed. So it is a symbol, actually the culture. So this is the way. If you go even today into the villages, as a holy man, the first thing they will do, they will wash your feet and then they will offer pranam to you. Why? In those days, people used to come walking, the roads were muddy, so the dust, first thing you should wash the feet. So that is here also, padya, argha, and all those things are offered to the God. I am washing your feet, I am giving you the flower to decoration and all. Everything is symbol, symbol, and symbol. Now, the best symbol in Hinduism we find in the Sandhya Arati, evening Arati. If you go to any Hindu temple, you will find they are doing the Arati How? Using only 5 things. And if you notice carefully what are the things, and this has a system, one after another. The first thing they are showing, that is the light, the fire. The fire is a symbol of knowledge. So first thing I want to know the fire, but at the same time the symbol of Panchabhuta, Panchamahabhuta, the elements. What are that? Shiti, Apa, Tej, Marut and Voma. Shiti means this earth. The symbol of that earth again is the flower. Apa is the water. Teja is the fire. Maruta, the fan, they will be doing like this. So, Shiti, Apa, Tej, Maruta, what is that? Akasha. This Akasha means space, and this is showing as a small cloth like this. That is called Akasha. So, these are the 5 elements. Why every day we are showing to the God? Because we know only these 5 things are remaining, otherwise the nothing is there in this universe. This is made of, each and everything is made of these 5 things. That's called Pancha Mahabhuta. Maha means great, Bhuta means elements. So this Pancha Mahabhuta is made of all. Now we are going to offer. What shall I offer? What can I offer? Everything is made of Him. So that is the reason we are taking those things and offering and telling, what can I do? Because everything belongs to you. But I am using my love, my respect, my devotion, sincerity, all with this thing. So this is the way the symbolic. The symbolism in Hinduism we find not only in Hinduism, religious truth, as because it is very intelligible, by nature has given rise to symbology. Even in the Christianity, symbolism is there, and that is called cross. Different varieties of crosses are there. Non-Christians do not know, even the Christians do not know, so many varieties of crosses. The moment we think about the cross, we only think about the cross usually. No, there are so many varieties. If it comes in the center, then it's a different meaning. That's a different church and the different group of people. So obviously there are symbolism. With that only little changes, they are changing. So this is Christianity. Why the cross they use? Because the sacrifice, the great personality, Jesus, He did for the sake of the humanity. He sacrificed His life. So the symbol is we should also be like that for the betterment of the fellow being, for the betterment of the human being. We should also sacrifice. That is the symbol. Islam vehemently protests against the symbolism. But look at over there. The moment you try to give an idea about the Islam, there is a crescent moon and a star. All as it is there. That is the symbol. Even the flag color of the Islam is also speaking a great history. So that is the symbolism goes like that. Buddhism you will find as chakra, a wheel. What is that? Dharma Chakra. The dharma, the religion, the righteousness, that is going on, moving, moving and moving. That is the Buddhist. And Hinduism, mostly it gives wonderful ideas through the symbol, and very famous symbol is Swatika. Swatika is the symbol. Though in the Second World War, the Germans, they used the Swatika, of course in a different way, but that Swatika means the sun or the fire. So obviously they are very powerful. So that was the symbol of the German. We are very powerful. So utilize the swastika, not in the Hindu fashion, in the opposite direction they drew. But that people become scared. The moment they see the symbol of swastika, they are scared. So the Hindus reduced that, if you have noticed. But when in a holy place, when we are offering the puja, we draw the swastika. Why the fire? What is the fire? It purifies. That is the symbol of fire. Every time anything the Hindus are going to perform, they will light a lamp. Why? It is a symbol. What is a symbol? Light is a symbol of knowledge. And everywhere the Hindus, they will keep a pitcher and full of water at the time of puja. And if you go to particularly the temples that is maintained by the people coming from the southern part of India, the Purna Kumbha, Ardha Kumbha. A Kumbha means a pitcher, the half of it, the water that will be used on the god, or the full that will be poured on the god. The symbol of the Shiva that is also there, each and every symbol. After a few months, Durga Puja is coming, a great festival for the Hindus. So then the Durga, if you find, there's a peculiar symbol, the lady is sitting on the lion. And then she is having sometimes 10 hands or 8 hands or 6 hands. And sometimes she is sitting on the tiger, they call it Shere Wali. That means the power, terrible power, animal power. That is the tiger and the lion, that has to be controlled completely. What is that animal power? Desire. And when the desire is not complete, is not fulfilled, then the anger, all that is present in that animal. An animal is there, hidden in the human being. So we have to control that. How? By imposing on that or manifesting on that power a supreme divine power, which is the power of the God, and that is in the form of mother. Why mother? Because compassion, because love. So that is the symbol of compassion and love. That is the Durga. She is having 10 hands, the symbol of covering each and every corner of this universe. Dashadika, all places are covered by her. Having so many weapons, that means all powerful, all pervading, all powerful, all knowledge. She is having everything. And then if you can please that goddess, what you will get? Whatever you want. Mukti, liberation from this bondage, that also she can give. And if you want to enjoy this world, that also she is ready to give. All symbol. And that is the reason the water is a symbol, Omkara is a symbol of the Satchid Ananda, Brahman. Why Om? When you pronounce Om, utter the sound Om, it is not hitting the second thing. Any sound that we are making, the tongue, it is hitting inside the mouth, sometimes the palate, or the lips, both the lips, then only the sound is coming. But when you utter the word A, O, Ma, you need not to heat anything. Both things are not necessary. Without that, one sound can be pronounced. That is the symbol of Satchit Ananda Brahma. Because Brahman is not taking the help of anything to manifest. Brahman is self-manifesting. So these are all the symbolism, and the God is all pervading. Though it is not moving at all, but it is tremendously forceful. It can reach anywhere, much powerful than the mind, mind which can travel much, much higher than the light. Even that, the mind is defeated with the speed of the God, speed of the Brahman, speed of the Atman. Why? It is all already there. So that is the reason. So it says the Jagannatha. Many times I told to our devotees over here, the Jagannatha is not having the legs. Why? He is Jagannatha. Jagan means the universe. Natha, the master. He is the master of this universe. He is present everywhere. He need not to go anywhere to present himself. He is already there. That is why Jagannatha is not having the legs. Only when the moment it is thinking, immediately all works are done, performed, and that is the reason he is not having any hands. That is the Jagannatha. In the Upanishads also find the support of this. Tadejati, tannejati, taddure, tadantike, tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasyasya bahyatah. It's a wonderful sloka in the Upanishad. It is there, outside, in the far, it is near, it is inside, it is outside, it is everywhere, saturated. So these are all symbols, and very special symbol, Ganesha. Small Ganesha we are having over here. Most of the people never notice, but Ganesha is present. And they call that Ganesha is the Siddhi Data. What is the Siddhi? Success. If you want success, you must have to worship the Ganesha. And the Ganesha is having an elephant head. Why? There is a story again. In every symbol at the back there is a story. But the story only to attract the mind of the people. But at the back of that there is a great philosophy. What is that philosophy? Gana means the mass, is a huge everything. Isha means God. All that you see is nothing but the God. If you can satisfy that, if you can understand that, if you can dedicate your mind to that, then only success will come, otherwise not. So that is we unnecessarily are giving stress on the story, and there are different type of stories, and in different provinces, different people, different time, they will be telling the same story in a different way, and mostly we are confused which is one the correct. No, nothing. All the stories only to attract the minds of the people. But if you are really sincere, if you can understand, this is the meaning of the Ganesha. Gana Isha. He is all powerful. And what is that power? Knowledge. What is the power of the human being? Physical? No, knowledge. Why the elephant head? Because of the hugeness. The moment we think about an elephant, it is a huge, big. So everything so big, so vast. Each and everything is included in that. If we go and see these, now in the Bhagavad Gita it says, Sarvata Pani Padam Tat, Sarvata Akshishiro Mukham, Sarvata Srutiman Loke, etc. Very famous slokas. All the heads that you see is me. Our eyes, the hands, all being a nothing but me. That is the way their expression is also a symbol, but difficult to understand. So the images of Jagannatha, so the images of the Ganesha. So this way the images are used. Now two types of symbols are there. One is the form symbol. In the form symbol is this, the figures. Now when we go to any temple, we carry flower. Is obviously we are carrying the flower. Why? The symbol of devotion. The flower is the symbol of devotion. We always carry. When you go for the knowledge, we carry the fire. The symbol of knowledge is fire. So this is the devotion, is the lotus. That is why the lotus is a symbol again in the Buddhism, though it is all based on the knowledge. But you should be devoted to the knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That Brahman is everywhere. You should be devoted to that knowledge. Then only you will understand. So this is the symbol, the form is there. You know that Ratha Yatra is a great ceremony in the Hindus. Millions of people will gather in the state, particularly Odisha, and in many places they do. Here in America also, I went to that one place, they were also pulling on Ratha, a small Ratha, they were doing that. What is the Ratha Yatra? It is also again a symbol. And that symbol is the body, human body. And that is the Ratha. Within that Ratha, the chariot, within that is sitting enshrined the Atman, the God, the Supreme, it is there. So these are the symbolic, very, very symbolic. Atmanam Ratinam Vriddhi. They begins in that way, in the Upanishad. Sometimes again you will read that in details. And it says that if you have the control of the mind, then only you can run the chariot properly. Because all your indriyas are the haya. Haya means the horses, very powerful. All the 5 indriyas. Arjuna, that symbol, that Ratha that we see, 5 horses. It is all again the symbolic of 5 sense organs of knowledge. This eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue and the skin, that is the symbol. Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jiva, Tak. In Sanskrit it says, a Pancha Haya. Haya means the horses, the 5 horses. It needs a wonderful person to control it. Otherwise it is very difficult. One who can control it can run it properly and can reach the destination without any accident, or otherwise the mind will take here and there, create a lot of problem. Shariram rathamevatu atmanam shariram viddhi. Atmanam, that is inside the chariot, he is there, and shariram rathamevatu. This human body is the ratha, that is the chariot. Buddhim tu sharatim viddhi. He is the chariot. He is the holding the reins and is running. Buddhi. It is not the mana, it is the buddhi. And buddhi, that decisive faculty. Decisive faculty of the mind is the buddhi. And one can take the decision in the proper time, then only it can go. I am just remembering a funny story. One person came and he was actually representing a small group of people. They were wealthy, they were very strong physically, but they were telling, we are not respected in the human society because we are not having that intellect, the buddhi. We have to find out someone who will teach us buddhi. So they selected a person from among them who was considered as the most intelligent. He came to a city, and when he got down, he unfortunately or fortunately met a person. He said, "Hey, who are you? Why you are going here and there?" So, "Sir, I am coming from that village. I have traveled all through the night. I want to search a master who will teach me what is the intelligence, what is that called buddhi." So, "You are lucky that in the morning you have met me. I can teach you. I am the most intelligent person in this city. But you have to pay for this." He told, "No problem, we don't have a lot of money, I can give you." So, what is this? See this here is an iron pillar was there. He kept his hand over there and said, "You punch on this, there is no problem." And the village man physically strong. So he said, do you really mean it? Can I punch on your hand? No problem. Use your all force. And he gave the punch, and immediately he took out the hand. Naturally, he was hitting the iron and he was feeling a lot of pain. He said, this is called buddhi. This is called the intelligence. You have to perform that particular action in a proper way, in a proper time. That was correct. This man came back to the village and called all people. There was a great gathering. And he said, I need one steel frame, a pillar. In the village, suddenly, how can you find out? There's steel pillar. Okay. Anything nearby? He couldn't find anything. Then he said, okay, I want a volunteer. Come over here. A volunteer came. He kept his hand on his nose. And the things repeated, but he was bleeding. Things where everything was all right. He removed the hand and all, but he was keeping his hand on his nose. Naturally, he was going to get the hit. So this is the buddhi, means you have to perform that particular type of action in a very proper manner. And that is the strength of the human being. And this we are slowly learning every day. The children do not understand. The human children, slowly, they are learning that. What actually they are learning? How to take action, buddhim, to sarathim viddhi. The decision should be taken properly. That is called buddhi. And this buddhi, that is the symbol, and this is a great symbol. And bhakti, the devotion, that is the symbol as a lotus or a flower. But in the tantra also, the symbol is yantra. I will be giving a 3 days retreat on the tantra. At that time, I will try to speak on that yantra, mantra, tantra. This yantra is a way that they draw. If you come and see when we worship, we do something with the water under our seat on which we are sitting. What is that? To purify that seat. Then we keep a flower on the head, and again we are sitting quietly. Take out that again, take that flower and smell on over that. And this way, when we are releasing, when you that is called from inside, the God is coming and sitting on that flower and putting on the water. So this way we do. Inhaling, that means taking in that God inside. When exhaling on that, it is we are putting outside. All symbol. And then you will find after the puja is over, so much of rice, white rice, all around that. Why? Because we throw in this way. And when we are throwing that those rice, we are going on ringing the bell, that is the omkara is going on, and the rice is becoming the fire all around us. Within the circle of that fire we are sitting, imagining that nothing is going to happen to me because I am going to worship. It is all symbol. And now Shiva, he is sitting. Every Shiva image of the Hindu, you will find a snake. Is it really a snake? No, it is a symbol. But the snake is a symbol of yoga. When one is meditating, that means the power, the primal power coming up from the bottom, going to the head, and it is moving like a snake. Naturally, the snake is the symbol of the yoga. Now, if you look at the symbol of the Ramakrishna mission, those who have noticed, is the combination of all the 4 yogas. In the Hinduism, we have 4 wonderful ways, divine ways, paths that leading towards God: jnana, karma, bhakti, and yoga. All the four together will lead you to the God. What is that God? Paramahamsa. Again the symbol. What is that Paramahamsa? This is a swan. It's living in the water. But water cannot touch its body, constantly fresh. So similarly, living inside this world, but never attached with anything of this world. That is called Paramahamsa. How it is possible? By practicing this yoga. Swami Vivekananda himself drew that, and that is the greatest symbol, wonderful symbol. All the four yogas together. If you see, the first is the snake. Suppose we misunderstand that, we forget that after 1000 years, our devotees, Ramakrishna Mission devotees, if they see, oh no, we are Ramakrishna Mission devotee, we have to have a snake always in our house, because that is our God. Wrong. We never said that. Swamiji never said that. That's a symbol, symbols of yoga. Early morning we are getting up, coming, sitting, meditating. That is the symbol of yoga. That is the yoga we are practicing. Then we are doing the worship. At about 8:30 if you come, you will find that our Swamiji is doing the uttering the mantras and showing these and that. He is doing the devotion, practicing devotion. And then we go and start selling books or talking with people and all this. That is the karma. And also reading books and the scriptures, that the jnana, all the four yoga together we are practicing. Almost all they do, but they say, my stress on this. Some people they say bhakti only, some say jnana only, some only karma. But ours is the combination of all the four. That is the very important. The symbol, if you notice, Ramakrishna Mission symbol, we are today discussing this. You will find that a sun is rising, rising sun in that symbol. That is the symbol of knowledge. The darkness removing when the sun is coming up. And that is the symbol of knowledge. When the knowledge is coming, all this, I was observing. Today was the final day to purchase a condo that we are having over there in the downtown Chicago, and the Hyde Park, near the Hyde Park. And if you open the door, you can go to that the steps, and from there you can see the lake, beautiful view. But we are asking the children to go over there. They are not very much afraid, because that steps are not very secured. So they were very much afraid to go over there. Why? Ignorance. For us, there's no problem. We stepped on that, we enjoyed the view, we came back. Why the children were not? They were scared. They never wanted to go over there. What is the difference? Knowledge and ignorance. When the knowledge comes, you become powerful, because you know this is nothing. So that is the sun. When it is rising, that means the knowledge is dawning, then all the ignorance is going away, and we are understanding this human body is nothing but a temple of God. That is the beauty. And second comes after the knowledge, and if you find there's a lotus, devotion. Then there's a wavy water. The wavy water is the symbol of work. Why wavy? Because work constantly going on and on. You couldn't stop it. Some people are thinking that after the work is done, then I will come and do some japa, meditation. Impossible. Because the work will go on and on and on. That's the waves that comes. If you go and stand on the seashore, you will find the waves after waves is coming. So it is never stop. And there is a wonderful sloka from Turiyanandaji in his later he has mentioned. If anyone is thinking that let the waves be quiet, and then only I will go and take a bath in that the ocean, oh, he is a fool. You can never do that. You have to go in that. So work we have to do, we have to perform, and in that only, from that only we have to come out. That is the symbol. and the snake is the yoga. These four, if you practice, one day you will realize God within yourself. That is the whole symbol of the Ramakrishna mission. Here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is asking Sri Ma, the Master Mahashaya, and before that he is telling him, one must accept the forms of God. That's a great word. Because the majority of the people, they think, no, why can God has forms? And here Sri Ramakrishna very categorically asking that Sri Ma, the Master Mahashaya, through him to each and every one who are really sincere to realize God, he is telling, one must accept the forms of God. Then he is asking, do you know the meaning of the image of Jagaddatri? She is the bearer of the universe. The Divine Mother, Jagaddatri, reveals herself in the heart of one who can control the mind, which may be compared to an elephant. Which may be compared to an elephant. That they always say, the mind is like an elephant. And why? Because never cares for anything. It goes in its own way. So unless and until you can control the mind, you can never ever think of realizing God. That is the first thing and the only thing. In the Bhagavad Gita also we find that Krishna is giving the advice to the Arjuna, you must have to do that. And the Arjuna argument is impossible. He said, it's not impossible, but difficult. How it is possible? Then he gives again suggesting that you have to practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihate. Abhyasa. Again and again you have to practice. And he is again giving the description that the lion, that is your zeal, that is your decision, that is your strong willpower. Every day early morning you must get up, immediately go and pour the water on your head, all the sleep they will go. Then you come and sit before the God, try to meditate. If you practice in that way, you will find that exactly that early morning you are getting up and then you are feeling to go and meditate. That feeling will come. It will drag you. Abhyasa. Practice. And when you are practicing that, then only you can control your mind. And another, this Govinda, when he is asking, why does the Divine Mother have a black complexion? Then he says, Master is telling, you see her black because you are far away from her. You see her black because you are far away from her. Go near and you will find her devoid of all color. There's a beautiful song in Bengali, Shama Ma ki amar kalore. And in that is asking that the poet is asking, is my mother Kali is black, but I see her in different color. And I see her in different form. Kakana Purusha, Kakana Prakriti. When sometimes she is in the male form, sometimes she is in the female form, sometimes yellow, white, sometimes black, and sometimes colorless. That is a realization. From the realization, it's not imagination, perfect realization. And Sri Ramakrishna, after realizing this goddess Kali, he is mentioning this. The water of a lake appears black from a distance. Go near and take the water in your hand, and you will see that it has no color at all. How wonderful the example. That is, Shama is also Brahman. Shama, he is using this word, Shama. That means the black one is also Brahman. That which has form again is without form. That which has form again is without form. That which has attributes, attributes means guna, that means he is all pervading, he is all powerful, he is this, he is that. All these gunas, the attributes, again has no attributes at all. Sattva, Raja, Tama, that is the main attributes that we put. Brahman is Shakti, Shakti is Brahman. This is the reason the great master, this our Sri Ramakrishna and his words are nothing but knowledge, knowledge and knowledge. And this is solving the problem for hundreds of years. We were thinking of this, fighting on that. The Pandits after Pandits, all the scriptural that people, they were going on arguing. The great debates were going on for hundreds of years, whether the God has form or not. Here he is solving, he is, and again he is not. Then what is the meaning of the Yogamaya? He is asking that Govinda, the devotee. It signifies the yoga or union of Purusha and the Prakriti. The Purusha means the male aspect of the reality, and the soul and the that absolute, and the Prakriti, the female aspect of the reality. Both are there. It is not male, it is not female, it is only the consciousness. But we depict that particular consciousness, the Brahman, sometimes as the male, sometimes as the female. Why? We can understand it better. We always can understand these differences, father and the mother. So it's called Shiva and Kali. The symbol that has come in the Tantra, Shiva and Kali, of this, the knowledge and the power. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving this description, and he says, whenever you perceive in the universe is the outcome of the, whatever you perceive is the outcome of the union. Take the image of Shiva and Kali. Kali stands on the bosom of the Shiva. Shiva lies under her feet like a corpse. Kali looks at Shiva. All this denote the union of the Purusha and the Prakriti. Purusha is the inactive, therefore Shiva lies on the ground, and the Prakriti performs all her activities in the conjunction with the Purusha. And the same way is the Radha and Krishna, he is mentioning over here. Is the same way the Radha and Krishna, on account of the union, again the images are slightly inclined towards each other, Radha Krishna. When the Shiva is lying like a dead person, and the Kali is standing on the chest of the Shiva, she is looking at the eye of the Shiva. Many of the main images, the Kali is actually looking at the Shiva. And there it means is getting the inspiration, the knowledge, ideas, and then performing. The activity is the same person, the Shiva, the same person. When active is Kali. Krishna is Radha, and Radha again is the Krishna. No difference. The last time in our retreat, we were singing a bhajan, and in that the last line is the Radha and Krishna unitedly created a wonderful play. Radha Krishna ekatanu hoyo. Ekatanu, tanu means the body. When they become one, both become one, ekatanu hoyo. Ranga machai, Ranga means all these things are creating because of this. And the activity and the knowledge coming together, then only the creation. Otherwise, only knowledge is there, no activity, how the creation will come? Goddess Kali, if you notice, hands are there hanging from her waist. Now, human hands are hanging from her waist, and all the heads of the human skull, human heads, that is as a garland. the human heads are the symbol of knowledge and the hands the symbol of work. And she is the Prakriti, she is the nature, and that is why from that knowledge is action. If you don't have the knowledge, you cannot do anything. Sometimes there is a car, there is a key, but you don't have the knowledge to drive. You need to go somewhere, things are there ready, but you cannot. Why? Because you are not having the knowledge of driving. So things are ready, but we cannot go, we cannot move, we have to wait for somebody else who is having the knowledge. So only the things won't help. You should have two things, knowledge first, then action. So action and the knowledge, it goes together. Ma Kali, goddess Kali, she is the symbol of that. She is black because we do not know. The moment we will know, we will see that that is the same thing happened in the life of Swami Vivekananda. You know that great story. The devotee realizes that it is Brahman alone that has become all these, the living beings, the universe, and so on. Sri Ramakrishna is telling devotees, and the devotee means God and a worshipper. That means the Dvaita. Even the Dvaitin, those who are thinking I am separate and the God is separate, ultimately what they will see, that is what Sri Ramakrishna says, the devotees realize that it is Brahman alone, devotees, again realizing Brahman. Brahman, the word that used by the path of the Jnani. Jnanis only use that. Those who are following the path of knowledge, they follow. They use this word Brahman. Those who are following the path of bhakti, the devotion, they say Ishvara, Bhagavan, God. Here Sri Ramakrishna says, devotee realizes that it is Brahman alone that has become all these, the living beings, the universe, and so on. And again, to that Govinda, he is telling, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, sometimes I say, thou art verily I, and I am verily thou. Again I feel, thou art thou. You are you, you are me, and I am you. Three different ways. That means all is this. In the Hanumana, the great devotee, he mentioned that when I feel that I am separate from you, Deho Buddhva Dasoham, I am your servant when I am different from you. Jiva Buddhva Tadam Sakaha, when not this body, but the soul, when I feel that I am a soul, then I feel I am the part of you. Jiva Buddhva Tadamshaka, Atma Buddhva Tamevaham. When I have that Atma Buddhva, Buddha means that knowledge. And what is that Atma? That is Brahman. And I feel both of us are same. There is no difference. Atma Buddhva Tamevaham iti me nishchitamati. This is my firm decisions. So the difference is nowhere. The devotion, the knowledge, both are leading to the same goal, and Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that. It is Shakti alone that became flesh as God incarnate. The Shakti alone, the Shakti means the power of God. Maya, Yogamaya. He was asking that question, what is that Yogamaya? What is that Maya? That Maya is the power of God that is controlling our mind, all beings' mind, controlled by the Maya. Yoga Yukta Maya, and the Yoga Maya means sometimes the incarnation. They come to this world, they take the human form, they live with us, just like us, but they are controlling the Maya through Yoga Yukta. Constantly they are connected with that Atman. but at the same time they are behaving like us. That's called Yogamaya. Those who have already read the life of Ma Sharadamani Devi, you know that this word was used for one lady, small baby. The baby was crawling at the back of her mother, who lost her senses. Just like a mad woman she was going, and the little baby, and she was crawling and following. Then the Thakur appeared, Sri Ramakrishna appeared before the mother. Mother was thinking why to live in this world. She was thinking to give up the body. But Sri Ramakrishna wanted her to stay back for the betterment of the human being. So he appeared and showed, this is, that you must go and see. And mother's compassion, the love attracted to the small little baby crawling, and that pathetic scene, she could not restrain. She went and picked her up. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna appeared and told, this is Yogamaya. This, you have to keep your mind down to this earthly plane with the help of this lady, this girl. The Radhu. That Radhu, if you have read the life of mother, she's full with that, constantly keeping the mother busy with so many things. So when you read, sometimes we lose our, what is this that girl is doing to mother? What so many, but the mother is patiently going on serving her. So that is called Yogamaya. But when the time came, mother decided to give up the body. Even the small little baby was there, the Nada, and that they thought that we must bring down the mother, the mind of the mother, because she used to love that small baby very much. So they brought that baby before the mother. Then she pushed away that baby aside and told, take him away and tell Sarat. Sarat means the Saradanandaji, who was to look after the mother, that I have withdrawn my mind. I gave that mind, now I have withdrawn the mind. That is Yogamaya. They are controlling the mind, controlling the Maya. But we are under the compulsion of the Maya. Maya is controlling us. We are constantly thinking these, that, we cannot go beyond that. That is the problem. Only if we can do that, the Maya and the Yogamaya, that is the differences. And here Sri Ramakrishna said, and this is very, very important, he is telling to the master, Sri Ma, let me ask you not to disbelieve in the form of God. Do you remember when you started reading this gospel, and then Sri Ramakrishna was asking the Master Mahashaya, Sri Ma, who came, what is your faith? Do you believe God in form or without? That was the norm of, in those days, all educated people, they used to think how the all-pervading God, all-powerful God can enter into an image. So naturally, he said, I believe God without form. That time Sri Ramakrishna said, okay, no problem. Hold on to, stick to that. Hold on to that. Today, the same Sri Ramakrishna, when the Master Mahashaya came again and again, he understood Sri Ramakrishna. Now he is telling him categorically, let me ask you not to disbelieve in the forms of God. Have faith in the God's forms. Meditate on that form of God which appeals to your mind. This is a great teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. Meditate on that God which appeals to your mind. And what is that Sri Ramakrishna? He is all Sarva Deva Devi Sarupaya. All gods and goddesses together has taken the form Sri Ramakrishna. The fact is that one does not feel the longing to know or to see God as long as one wants to enjoy the worldly objects. This devotee is telling. And this going on, the soul becomes restless for God when one is through with the enjoyment of the worldly things. That is true. Then afterwards, Sri Ramakrishna, he went to Balarambo's house, the great devotee, and here he is mentioning, in order to bring people spiritual knowledge, an incarnation of God lives in the world in the company of devotees, cherishing an attitude of love for God. He is giving the hint about himself. Okay, devotees, friends, in our next discussion, we will discuss what is an incarnation of God. About the incarnation, we will discuss. Today, we will conclude by offering our pranam to the great God, Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.